Hey pilots, Drain Man here, and today I have got a very special video. In today's video, we are going to check out these all new, brand new Konasty Moon Boot V2's. These motors haven't been seen in over 2 years. I am excited. So with you guys, we are going to pull them out of the box. We're going to check them out. We're going to wire them up, and we're going to take this guy out to the field and take it for a spin. You're not going to want to miss this. Let's go. Alright pilots, so here's the deal. I've got my Source 1 by TBS. This guy is running the old Bifrost system, but it's got the ethix Moon Boot V1's 2407 1739 kV motors by Konasty and TBS, and how freaking cool. These motors are super wicked. They've got like a black bottom bell with like a goldish bronzes top on them. See that? I don't know if you can see that. They are super cool. These motors are cool, and God, they are butter smooth, and they are the Moon Boots, and what a cool name too. So shout out for that. And I built them. I love them. I had them on this quad, and I have beat this quad for a long time. I absolutely love it. And that was 2 years ago. So you gotta imagine how shocked I was to see that after 2 years laying dormant, out of nowhere, poof, here's some V2's. I'm like, what? Let me get those. So here you go. I've got some Konasty V2 Moon Boots. So here's what I've got. I've got my Skyliner HD by Ladrib. And man, this is a beefy mofo. Look at these thick old arms. It's just been a great quadcopter to fly. I have beat this guy to death, and it is solid as a rock still. I'm running DJI in there. I've got my cam up front, and I've got my Fly Color X Tower 2 stack, and it has just done me well. Well, and believe it or not, with all the beating, these beautiful blue motors that you see, these are the Vanny V2's, the Vanovers. They are 2207, 2021 kV, absolutely awesome. What was cool is the 2021 kV came out in 2021, and man, yes, they're fast, yes, they're strong, but man, they fly good and they're gorgeous. Well, here's the thing. They took a fantastic beating. Don't get me wrong. They handled it well. The problem is I took a full-on force blow straight to this right motor right here, and it is completely seized up. You can see I can't even wiggle it. So what I've got is I've got other quads with these motors on them, and I don't want to start robbing Peter to pay Paul. So I thought what I'll do is I'll swap out all 4 motors, get my Skyliner HD back in the sky. I get to try out the Moon Boot V2's, and I'll have 3 spare motors that I can now use for another quadcopter. So it's a win-win. So the first thing I want to do is show you these motors, because you're probably like, Drain Man, what do they look like? So let me show you. They come in a very cool box with a cool design. You've got TBS, Konasty, Moon Boot, and ethix all on one box. We're going to go ahead and pop this top, and inside of your box, what do you get? Well, you get a little baggie. I wonder what comes in there. Probably our screws. Let's take a peek. So I'll slice that open and pour that out. Oh, very nice. So I get 4 nice screws. They don't look to be too short, which is really good. I hate when they give us these little tiny screws as if we're not putting them on arms that are 5 millimeters or thicker. And then I've got a brand new M5 lock nut with nylon. See the nylon lock nut? And that's pretty much industry standard. And in the box, what's left? Our motor. What? Oh my God, look at this. Damn, this thing is a monster. Whoo. Oh, the magnets are smooth. Woo. God, look at the size of this thing. And yes, they are a single unibell design, which is very important in today's day and age. You've got awesome etching all over, logo, ethix, and Konasty's Moon Boot logo with what it is, and it's a V2. And look at the design up there. Wow, that is gorgeous. All right, so let's go ahead and crack all 4 of these open. Man, look at those beauties, huh? Dang, they are so beefy. I can't get over it. All right, I can't wait to get these on. I want to stop messing around. I'm going to set those aside. Let's bring the HD in here. We're going to pop off these straps. We'll put them back on when we're done. So 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and pop the top, because we're going to need to reach the ESC. Normally you don't need to if you're reattaching to the LED race wire, but in this scenario, we're not going to do that. We're going to eliminate those altogether, and you'll notice I've put washers where my 3D print touches. Yes, that adds strength and more surface when it grabs. Capacitor, and our DJI Air unit. So this is a beautiful build. No reason to throw it away or change it or do anything silly. We just need to swap out our motors, which really, the motors are still pretty good. So let's kick on our iron, grab that puppy, and let's undo these. As you can see, since we're going to be eliminating this race wire, we need to reach where the wires are soldered direct to the ESC. Those 6 pads are hidden right there, and you know, those 6 aren't the easiest to reach. So I believe it's going to be best if I remove the flight controller all the way. We'll just set it off to the side. All right, there's half. Let's hit the other half. All right, there you go. So we're going to put this back on temporarily. And let's pry these up. Boom. 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 And now we will flop this guy over and undo our motors. All right, all 4 motors off, and man, she looks naked. Look at that. And it's lightweight with no motors. So let's go ahead and put our 4 new motors on, and we're gonna mount them just like that. Ooh, I can already tell this is gonna look good. For all of these new ethix TBS Moon Boot V2 screws. So let me put this first one on for you. Now, you want to use Loctite. That one needs a couple turns, and that one a couple turns. So there you go. That motor is on and mounted, and you cannot lie and say that that is not beautiful. Woo! All right, I'm going to hit the other 3 motors, and we'll meet back here. All right, there we go. We've got all 4 motors on, and man, I must say this quad came to life. Look at those beefy monsters. Now, the carbon does still cover it. I mean, we're probably going to be a little bit more vulnerable because these are big motors, but man, look at that, huh? We're just going to run these along there. We're going to slap a little bit of tape over it. It is the felt tape. It is the Maxwell tape. It's like for electrical. It's not electrical tape. We'll loop them around. And we want to make sure we have plenty of length. You cut yourself short. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all 3 off. Boom. And boom. Lastly, I'm going to grab my iron and my solder. Let's tin these 3 wires. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's go ahead and solder them up. So I'm going to go with the furthest wire, and I'm going to solder it there. And we want to make sure we have a good connection. You don't want a cold joint or anything like that. I know we're eager to get into the sky, but we want everything soldered up nice, neat, and properly. So here we go. I'm going to grab that, tuck it in, and solder it on. Boom. All right, so all 3 wires are in. I will strap these down, and a 3rd time. So that's 3 little wraps to make sure Everything is secured and covered. All right, so there you go. One motor on and done. I'm going to go ahead and hit the other 3 and we'll meet back here. All right, pilots, there we are. We are soldered up, all 4 motors. Mwah! I am so excited. All right, let's go ahead and plug our flight controller back in. Yes, I had to unplug it. Not a big deal. Watch this. And boom, that's plugged back in. We'll find our arrow, which is that way. And look at that. We are back in action with 4 new motors. Nice wrap on the edges. No, it's not as nice as the LEDs, but guess what? We're on and good. So the last thing to do is to put our top plate back on. I'm going to lock these screws back in. And then all we have to do at that point, and then there's just 2 screws right here in the back of the top plate. We're going to go ahead and pop these on. I'll put my battery straps back in. There's the first one. All right, we are back together and we are ready for war. All right, pilots, so there you go. We've got our top plate back on. All of our motors are on and secured. We put back on our skids on the bottom. Everything is beautiful and gorgeous. I'm going to jump into beta flight. I'm going to set up my motors, make sure everything's in the right position, make sure everything's going the right direction. I run reverse props. I'm going to slap some propellers on here, and we're going to take this guy out to the sky. I hope that you guys had a blast. I hope that you guys like these new Moon Boot V2's, and I hope that you go get your own. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoy this flight footage, and I will see you on the next one. God, I got down. You saw that? No. I was flying and out of nowhere, like something must have hit my propeller or something. Woo!